Minister Narendra Modi will tomorrow open a Hindu temple in the northern city of Ayodhya, an event that's being seen as the start of his election campaign. Millions of Hindus are celebrating, but for Muslims it evokes painful memories. A mosque which stood on the site was illegally torn down 30 years ago, triggering violence across the country.
The city of Ayodhya's central bus station, where you can find some of the thousands of Hindu devotees who have descended upon the city to see an extravagant and controversial Ram temple be inaugurated. There's free food here, actually, served up by volunteers who have camped out here, prepared to stay for months. There's also a lot of religious fervor and a lot of emotion among Hindus. But even as it's being celebrated, the temple is controversial. It's dedicated to honoring Lord Ram, one of Hinduism's most important deities, but it's built on the ruins of a 16th century mosque that was demolished, destroyed by a Hindu right-wing mob in 1992. The riots that followed killed some 2,000 people and created a big division in the city, as well as a land dispute that lasted for decades until India's top court intervened and decided the land belonged to the Hindus. The temple was a key promise from Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his nationalist BJP party, basically delivered to its Hindu voters. And Modi will be here tomorrow for a big, elaborate ceremony to consecrate the temple, even though it's only half finished. Many are pointing to the timing of that ceremony as pretty interesting, as it's just a few months out from the national election. The opposition parties are boycotting the ceremony. They say this is a political gimmick, a ploy for votes. But that's not stopping the celebrations and the wall-to-wall television coverage.
Unveil its new and controversial Grand Hindu temple in the northern city of Ayodhya. The Ram Mandir, one of Hinduism's most sacred temples, is set to be inaugurated on Monday in a lavish ceremony. It stands on what was once the site of the Babri Mosque. The mosque was razed by a Hindu mob in 1992, who said it was built on the site believed to be Lord Ram's birthplace, a deity worshipped by millions of Hindus. It triggered nationwide riots that killed 2,000 people, mostly minority Muslims. In 2019, India's Supreme Court ordered Hindus be allowed to build a temple there, ending years of litigation. Yet despite decades of religious tensions between Muslims and Hindus...
Well, there have been rising tensions between India's Hindu majority and the Muslim minority. Some say the ruling party has only exacerbated the situation. Prime Minister Narendra Modi agreed to open the new Ram temple in the northern town of Ayodhya. What makes it controversial is the land it sits on. For centuries, a mosque stood there before it was ultimately torn down by Hindu nationalists who were incited by Modi's party.
Hindu devotees are pouring into the northern city of Ayodhya for the opening of the Ram temple. It's an event that's being portrayed as a long-awaited victory by Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his ruling Hindu nationalist BJP. The temple was built on grounds where a mosque stood for centuries, but in 1992, that building was torn down, triggering religious riots.